Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Right now at 8 o'clock, 2 people killed in a crash. Authorities confirmed the deaths at 2 o'clock this morning. The crash involving 3 cars that closed a busy highway for hours.
And a cross-county chase involving a driver taking law enforcement through Wendell to Durham. A closer look at the end of that chase this morning.
A beautiful morning on the patio, but 2 WRAL weather alert days for the weekend. I'll show you why the whole weekend won't be a washout.
And playoff tickets for purchase. Today, tickets for the Carolina Hurricanes round 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs go on sale. The rare postseason matchup you do not want to miss as the team works toward the Stanley Cup. Just a couple more hours until everybody can get their hands on those tickets. We'll talk about it coming up. Thanks for joining us. Happy Friday. I'm Michelle McConaughey.
And I'm Chris Lovingood. Yeah, I think the pass holders, they get like an extra,
they can buy them right now.
Right now, yeah. Those are the special folks. They get to get in right now, but the general public is at noon.
Yeah.
We're going to go outside real quick with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. Starting us off on a beautiful day. It's this weekend, though. That's what you're watching.
Exactly. We do have 2 WRAL weather alert days. It's for Saturday and Sunday. And Saturday, it's likely to be pretty late in the day, maybe late afternoon into the evening. So we should have a good chunk of Saturday that's dry for events and festivals and college graduations. Sunday, though, looks the opposite. We're looking at a very wet day Sunday starting in the morning. And coming up in just a few minutes, I'm going to walk you through Futurecast for the whole weekend, today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Right now, we're looking at some storms headed toward the mountains of North Carolina. That's where we'll have a severe weather threat for today. Charlotte, Salisbury westward, but not for our viewing area. But we do have the chance of a few isolated storms popping up starting right around the time of the evening commute, but they will really be isolated. It's a beautiful start in Zebulon with lots of sunshine and 70 degrees. Dew point pretty comfortable at 60. We hit 90 yesterday. We'll be very close to that for a high today, too.
Hi, Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center at the 8 o'clock hour. We want to isolate the Beltline because many of you use the Beltline to go to and from work. When they see the southern loop of the Beltline around Lake Wheeler Road, as well as the northern loop of the Beltline, you're coming off that I-87 interchange right there. So let's take you outside and show you what we're talking about. These are the westbound lanes moving away from us this morning. You're looking at maybe a 2 to 3 minute delay, depending on what time you get onto the Beltline. In the northern loop, much different scenario. Things have definitely thinned out a bit, which is really good news. So if you're coming in from Garner, Johnston County, you might want to use the northern loop of the Beltline to stay away from what's happening there in the southern loop. Basically, our main trouble spot is US 1 coming in from Wake Forest this morning. You're looking at a 6-minute delay. Over in the Bull City, very little to no delays heading into the Durham this morning. I do want to isolate I-885, though, because we're seeing a little bit of a slowdown depending on where you're headed. 5-minute in and out of Durham. Most of you use 885 to get into Durham, 885 to get to I-40 this morning. Just a 5-minute delay. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
All right, thank you, Ken. Breaking news at 2 o'clock this morning, troopers confirmed 2 people are dead and 2 teens in critical condition after a crash on NC 210 in Harnett County. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey live at State Highway Patrol in Raleigh this morning. Kelsey, 3 cars were involved in this crash. It's heartbreaking.
Yes, Michelle, it is heartbreaking this morning. We're learning new information about that deadly crash in Harnett County. Troopers here at the State Highway Patrol are investigating what happened last night. This video from the WRAL breaking news tracker captures that large emergency response to that crash. It happened on NC 210 east of Anger. Troopers say a driver tried to pass in a no passing zone, hitting an SUV head on. 2 adults in the car died. The driver has serious injuries. 2 15-year-olds are in critical condition. A 3rd car was also involved. That driver is expected to live. Right now, we're working to find out if anyone else was hurt in this crash. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
A person is in custody this morning after leading law enforcement on a chase spanning 2 counties. The WRAL breaking news tracker was in Durham at 3:30 this morning. State Highway Patrol says the chase started in Wendell and ended on East End Avenue in Durham. As for what led up to that chase, that's something we're looking into.
New this morning, you're looking at a large firefighter response in Raleigh's Mission Valley Plaza last night. This happened around midnight at a Kari Express near Western Boulevard and Avon Ferry Road. Firefighters quickly put the flames out, but they have not said what caused that fire. We are working to learn that and how much damage was done. No injuries were reported.
Today, we're expecting a new report that could provide key insight on how employers are responding to tariffs and economic uncertainty. WRAL's Monica Casey is live on Fayetteville Street in downtown Raleigh. And Monica, this report could give us an idea on where the overall economy is headed.
That's right. Economists tell me this report is one of the best ways we know what's going on with the economy in real time. That jobs report will have data on the job creation numbers and the most recent unemployment rate. Both of those are early indicators of what other reports might tell us. I spoke with UNC Chief Economist Gerald Cohen about what to expect. He tells me he does have some concerns about what's going to happen in the Triangle because this area benefits from federal funding for research. For example, we already have seen hiring freezes at places like NC State. Cohen says right now they're seeing policies that create some uncertainty in the economy, not only the tariffs, but the back and forth on them.
All of those generally tend to make business people and households worried. So if households have stopped spending, businesses are going to say, I'm not going to hire people.
Cohen emphasizes whatever we see in this report coming out in just 30 minutes, one number does not make a trend, and it'll be important to dig into the details of what's in that report. Live in Raleigh, Monica Casey, WRAL News.
2 people are facing charges after shots were fired in downtown Chapel Hill. This all began Wednesday morning. Police say gunshots were fired at 2 men on North Robertson Street near West Rosemary Street. And now 40-year-old Kenneth Perry is facing charges in this case. That includes attempted murder and possession of a firearm by a felon. 27-year-old Ebony Wade was also arrested. She is charged with felony conspiracy and accessory after the fact.
We're working to learn if anyone was hurt in this crash in Sampson County. The WRAL breaking news tracker was on Minnie Hall Road after a vehicle overturned. You see that right there? This is just north of Autryville. The road was closed for about hours while it was being cleaned up, but again, it's back open.
The Wake County Public School System says 300 students were part of social media groups that shared pornography. These are Alston Ridge Middle School students. The principal sent this letter about the situation to parents. The district says the case happened off campus. School leaders urge parents to monitor their students' devices. One parent at the middle school says he's talked with his son about responsible social media use.
He knows what to look at, what not to look at. There's enough trust built, and if he sees something questionable, he'll let me know. It's all about parent involvement.
The school district says it's prepared to take action based on the investigation.
Massive cuts could be coming to Duke University, and that's because the university is unclear how much federal funding it will lose. WRAL has spoken to a number of employees who wanted to remain anonymous. In an employee webinar Wednesday, Duke Executive Vice President Daniel Ennis said the goal is to reduce the budget by $350 million. That's roughly 10%. The first step would be voluntary separation incentive programs, and that could turn into layoffs if not enough people choose to leave. Local economists have their eyes focused on how many jobs could be lost.
If it's a dozen, no impact. If it gets into the hundreds, obviously some impact. When it gets into thousands, then yeah, that could be a significant blow to specifically the Triangle economy.
Duke was given close to $1 billion in federal funding grants for research in 2023, and Duke says it's also implementing a hiring freeze and stopping capital spending on new projects.
The Trump administration has canceled a $14 million grant for Wake County schools to hire 24 mental health professionals. The administration says some of the grant applications listed diversity goals for hiring and diversity training. Wake schools hope to field diverse candidates to fill the jobs. Many North Carolina school systems and universities, they also had grants. UNC Chapel Hill says its grant to train mental health professionals to work in rural schools was also canceled. Wake Schools says it is exploring options for what to do next.
Tickets go on sale today for round 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Hurricanes will face the Capitals, and the Caps have home ice advantage for the series. Games 3 and 4 will be at Lenovo Center, and the schedule hasn't been released, not just yet, but tickets go on sale to the general public at noon. Season ticket holders, they can already get theirs right now.
Tomorrow is graduation day at NC State. The class of 2025 is set to graduate at 9 a.m. tomorrow at Carter Finley Stadium. Guest tickets are not required. NC State alum Admiral Daryl Caudle is the commencement speaker. He is the commander of the U.S. Fleet Force Command. For parking, arrival times, and other information, check out our graduation guide on our website, WRAL.com.
And St. Augustine's University will also hold a commencement ceremony tomorrow. That kicks off at 11 a.m. at Wake Chapel Church's Life Enrichment Center in Raleigh. SAU alum Reverend Dr. Alan F. Robinson will deliver the keynote address.
Tornado in Texas. This funnel was seen tearing through the Lone Star State. We're showing you more of the storm chasers' perspective of this.
And the Kentucky Derby. The race is tomorrow. That's why we're going to bring you a look at the contenders you should be watching.
And we have a weekend of showers and thunderstorms ahead. We start today with a chance of afternoon and evening storms. I'm going to walk you through not just this afternoon, but the whole weekend on Futurecast coming up. And it's a beautiful start this morning. It's lovely in the gardens. It looks beautiful in Chapel Hill as well. You can see that gorgeous Carolina blue sky there as we take a look down Franklin Street. We take a look at our weekend, though, and we do have 2 WRAL weather alert days. The days are going to be very different. Saturday morning, we may start with a quick sprinkle, and then late in the afternoon and evening, we could see some scattered thunderstorms, especially in our western counties. Sunday is likely to be an all-day rain. That rain's going to start early and be with us pretty much the entire day. So Saturday, we should have some nice dry windows. 70 in Durham right now, 69 in Fayetteville, 68 in Cary, and in Garner. We do have a small chance for some scattered thunderstorms later this afternoon. Again, we're going to walk through Futurecast coming up in just a little bit. But I mean, look at the difference in Saturday. It's a 20% chance during the day, but we are looking at that chance rising overnight to 90% on Sunday.
This is what's happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. A handful of incidents dotting on live traffic map this morning, but one we want to bring your attention to on one of our major routes in southern Wake County. This I-540 eastbound near Chapel Hill Road. We're not seeing any delays in that area. I mean, it's a toll road, so very little traffic to begin with. But I'll keep an eye on it and let you know if it's going to affect your morning commute, just in case that's part of your morning commute. You are seeing the congestion building on the northern loop of and as well as the southern loop of the Beltline. So give yourself some extra time. You're getting ready to head out.
President Trump is nominating Mike Waltz to serve as U.S. ambassador to the UN, and that means Waltz is out of his role as national security advisor. The president says Marco Rubio will take on the role until someone else takes the position. And just to keep in mind, this would be in addition to his role as Secretary of State. This situation is part of the fallout of Waltz adding a reporter to a Signal group chat about military strikes in Yemen.
President Donald Trump signed an executive order aimed at cutting money to public broadcasting. The order directs the Corporation for Public Broadcasting to end federal funding for NPR and PBS. Congress specifically set up the CPB as a private entity to protect it from governmental interference. CPB filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration earlier this week after 3 of its board members were fired by email. This executive order will almost definitely be challenged in court.
Police in South Carolina have a man in custody after an hours-long manhunt. They arrested Justin Adams, who you see here on your screen. This was in connection with a hit and run that struck 3 people, including 2 children. This happened outside a preschool on Sullivan's Island. That's near Charleston, if you're familiar. Police say after the crime, the suspect ran away with a knife, and investigators are still trying to figure out if the crash was an accident or on purpose.
Today, products from Temu, Shein, and other low-price websites are going up as a tariff loophole. The loophole allowed Chinese imports worth $800 or less to avoid tariffs. That exemption expired this morning. Temu and Shein started raising prices last week to prepare for the hike. Amazon considered showing on its receipts how tariffs affect prices on its low-cost Amazon Haul site. It backed off that idea after a clash with the White House.
An employee of the Durham County District Attorney's Office pleaded guilty to DWI and driving without insurance. WRAL Investigates has reported extensively on that crash that happened in August of 2023. It involved legal assistant Josiah Wilkerson. WRAL petitioned the court for the body camera video, and we got it. It shows officers in disbelief at Wilkerson's behavior. He was sentenced to a year of unsupervised probation and 72 hours community service. The case was heard in Orange County, and that was so it wouldn't be prosecuted by the office where he works.
Fortunately, there was no one seriously hurt or killed, but Absent that, this is one of the most serious DWIs I've seen in 20 years working in the DA's office.
According to Wilkerson's attorney, he is still employed by the Durham DA's office, and we reached out to them to confirm that, but haven't heard back.
A tornado caught on camera in Texas. Take a look at your screen. The funnel touched down in Burnett County around 4:30 yesterday afternoon. Hail and flooding brought damage there and other areas of Texas as well. Parts of Dallas saw up to 5 inches of rain.
Well, the Kentucky Derby airs tomorrow over on NBC. 20 horses will vie for the $3.1 million winner's share of the $5 million purse. One of the horses to watch is named Journalism. He's likely the fastest horse in the race. And this year, his trainer helped him and 16 other horses escape the California wildfires. Right now, Journalism is the odds-on betting favorite, but the favorite has won just 40 times since 1908. Just a reminder, you cannot wager on the Derby on betting apps in North Carolina. The action gets started tomorrow afternoon. That is at 2:30, and you can catch it all over on WRAL.
Come hungry and leave happy. Food is the centerpiece for festivals happening this weekend.
All right, so let's go ahead and start with a familiar favorite that will stretch for blocks in Johnston County.
The 39th annual Ham and Yam Festival returns to downtown Smithfield tomorrow. The popular event is a celebration of agriculture in Johnston County. Starting at 9 a.m. tomorrow, more than 100 booths will feature local artists, country ham, and plenty of sweet potatoes. There will also be animals there and live music. WRAL is a proud community sponsor of the event. It's a fun time.
And Michelle, everyone is invited to enjoy Greek cuisine, music, and dance at the Greek Festival in Durham this weekend. The St. Barbara Greek Orthodox Church will host the festival. Starts at 11 a.m. both tomorrow and Sunday. Hope there's baklava there. There will be free food and dance lessons, and admission is free.
And grape leaves, too. Those are so good. All right, get ready to enjoy a weekend of flavorful fun at the Creative Kitchen Kids Food Festival in Raleigh. Marbles Kids Museum offering hands-on cooking classes for kids led by local chefs. Tickets are $25. Moore Square will host the festival's main stage, where you can enjoy cooking demos, live entertainment, and food samples. Admission is free. The Kids Food Festival is tomorrow and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. WRAL is a proud media partner. Elizabeth will MC on Saturday. Renee Chu will MC on Sunday. And today, a ribbon cutting for a program working to help incarcerated women. North Carolina's First Lady, Anna Stein, will unveil the new center for Arise Collective. Their mission is to equip women with tools and support needed both in prison and in communities to which they return to. The program, formerly known as the Interfaith Prison Ministry for Women, is also celebrating its 45th anniversary during the ribbon cutting. The event starts at noon on Trinity Road in Cary.
NASA is closely monitoring the re-entry of a failed Soviet Union Venus lander. In 1972, a probe was launched with the intention to explore Venus. The mission did not escape Earth's orbit, and now NASA says the probe is decaying and is expected to re-enter the atmosphere. And scientists say that it could come down sometime between May 7th and the 13th. And it's possible some parts won't actually burn up during re-entry.
Very interesting. All right, let's get outside to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. She's on the WRAL weather patio because why not? It's like summer out there, Elizabeth.
It feels so nice out here. Our dew point's still pretty comfortable. It's sitting at around 60 right now, so it's not terribly muggy. We've got a little breeze blowing and absolutely gorgeous out here. You know, we've had such pretty weather. We actually could use some of the rain that's in our forecast, but gosh, we have so many events planned for the weekend, but we'll be able to fit some of them in. We take a look at Fayetteville, Raleigh, Apex, Chapel Hill. Beautiful sunshine everywhere. Outdoor plans, we're going to give it the yellow light for Saturday. Early in the morning, there are going to be a few sprinkles, and then late in the afternoon, part of the viewing area could see some storms. That chance of rain goes up Saturday night. Sunday, it's just a red light. Sunday is going to be a wet day all around, but whatever your outdoor plans are on Saturday, you most likely can fit them in unless they're, pretty late in the evening. Thunderstorms from Dallas all the way up to, say, East Tennessee, and some of those storms will move eastward, but not the severe storms. We'll end up, say, Charlotte, Salisbury, westward toward the mountains. That's where the risk of severe storms is for today. But starting at around 4 o'clock, lasting until around 9 or 10, there are going to be just a few isolated cells that pop up today. Tomorrow morning, a small chance in the morning, and then some overnight showers and thunderstorms. There is a level 1 risk for Saturday, but it's mainly going to be around or after sunset. On Sunday, the risk is well to the south in Wilmington, but Sunday will actually be the wetter day. Let's walk through Futurecast, and we start things off this morning. Lunchtime, we are clear as a bell, but by 4 or 5 o'clock, there are just a few isolated cells that pop up, nothing severe, and they're not likely to be widespread. Then on Saturday morning, there could be just a little leftover sprinkle in our northern counties, and then a nice dry period from then until lunchtime up until around 4 or 5. And even then, it's just likely to be our western counties. So a lot of events like ham and yam should be fine, as well as the race for the cure. Now, Sunday, we start to see that rain early. There's 6, 7 a.m. with all that rain, and it just redevelops through the day. So we're looking at a 90% chance of rain on Sunday. We could see an average of an inch of rain. There may be pockets where it's a little bit heavier. So again, looking at a WRAL weather alert day for Saturday and Sunday. Ken?
All right, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. One of our major routes, this is I-40 eastbound. There's a crash near Chapel Hill Road. We're not picking up any delays in the area, but just thought you should know about it there in Southern Wake County. It is a toll after all, so very little traffic usually this time of the morning. The Beltline, we're seeing the traffic really picking up on the southern loop of the Beltline. It's really beginning to thin out nicely on the northern loop of the Beltline. So we'll keep an eye on that for you and have an update in the next couple of minutes.
All right, thank you, Ken. A key indicator, the April jobs report will be released today. How it could highlight economic uncertainty among employers.
And business on fire. Mission Valley Shopping Center in Raleigh saw a massive firefighter response. A look at the aftermath this morning.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Time now is 8:26. I'm Michelle McConaughey. We are in for another warm day, or should I say a very hot day. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner is out on the WRAL weather patio with what we can expect.
Hey, we hit 90 yesterday. We'll probably hit somewhere close to it today, upper 80s. We do have beautiful views here in the WRAL Gardens where it feels very comfortable right now. But we do also have 2 WRAL weather alert days, both Saturday and Sunday. Saturday will be the drier day. We may see a few sprinkles early in the morning and then a chance of evening and overnight storms. Sunday looks like it's going to be wet pretty much the entire day, starting early and on through the afternoon. Ken?
Happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We're going to start outside, give you a live look at the southern loop of the Beltline, I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road. Traffic definitely congested there a little bit. On the northern loop of the Beltline, though, much different scenario. Traffic flowing nicely in all directions. All of our major routes are relatively free and clear this morning. Right now, we just have a crash that's just cleared on I-540, so nothing to worry about there. I'll have an update at the bottom of the hour over on Fox 50.
Thanks, Ken. 2 people are dead, 2 teens in critical condition after a crash in Harnett County this morning. Troopers say a car tried to pass in a no passing zone on NC 210 east of Anger, hitting an SUV head on. 2 adults in the car died and a 15-year-old suffered critical injuries. The driver of the SUV also has serious injuries. The Wake County Public School System says 300 students at Alston Ridge Middle School were part of social media groups that shared pornography. A letter was sent to parents. The district says it happened outside of school. Officials are urging parents to monitor their students' devices. Next on Fox 50, preparing for the Canes. Tickets for round 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs go on sale later today. And up next on Today, celebrating 30 years of today's summer concerts.
Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Head-on crash. 2 adults are dead and 2 teenagers are in critical condition. We have brand new information about the identity of the people who are killed.
And out here on the patio, it's pretty now, but we do have 2 WRAL weather alert days, both weekend days. I'll show you why each day will be different from the other.
And set your alarm. Tickets for the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs go on sale today when you can snag your seats to see the Carolina Hurricanes take on the Washington Capitals. Round 2. Here we come. So exciting. We'll tell you all about that story coming up. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm Michelle McConaughey.
And I'm Chris Levingood. Our education insider, Emily Walkenhorst, when she tried to order the tickets last time, just refresh.
Yeah,
she is ready to get those tickets.
Yeah, that's what they do.
We're going to get back to the Canes talk in just a little bit, but we do want to step outside to the WRAL weather patio where we find Elizabeth Gardner.
And for the weekend, you might want to push refresh on the weather. We have 2 WRAL weather alert days, but the days are going to be very different. Saturday will feature a lot of dry time. So if you do have outdoor events on Saturday, mostly you can get that in until maybe late afternoon or evening. Sunday looks like a washout. We're going to see rain all day. The potential for some damaging winds mainly Saturday night and then maybe again Sunday evening. But our severe weather threat for Sunday is really minimal. This is a look at the current picture here. We do have the potential for some severe storms from Charlotte to Salisbury to the west. That's not any part of our viewing area for today, but we could see some isolated storms nonetheless, starting around the time of the evening commute, lasting up until around 9 or 10 o'clock. It's a beautiful start here in the WRAL Gardens. It is 70 degrees right now with a dew point at 60, so feeling very comfortable currently. It will be another hot afternoon, though, with highs in the upper 80s to around 90. Coming up, I'm going to walk you through the entire weekend from this afternoon all the way through Sunday to show you when the driest times will be.
Elizabeth, happening now in the WO Traffic Center, we have a handful of incidents dotting our live traffic map this morning, but none that's affecting any of our major routes. So I want to isolate the Beltline this morning and give you a look at the congestion that's building starting at Lake Wheeler Road. Things are definitely thinning out on the northern loop of the Beltline. So let's give you a look at what's happening on the southern loop, I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road. You can see the minimal congestion, I would say, there on that area. So nothing that's going to really make you late, 3 to 5 minute delay, if that. The northern loop, boy, you can see everything flowing nicely in both directions, which is really good news. In terms of other major routes coming into the capital city, you're looking at a 4-minute delay coming in from Wake Forest on US 1 Capitol Boulevard, if you will. Over in Durham, very little to no delays heading into the Bull City this morning. We do want to isolate I-85. We like to do that because that's a busy route in and out of Durham. Really, just looking at a 2-minute delay if you're heading north, just a 1-minute delay heading south. You're getting ready to head into the car. We've got you covered. Take us with you on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Thanks, Ken. Breaking news out of Harnett County within the last 20 minutes. We've learned the names of 2 people killed in a head-on crash. Troopers say this happened last night on NC 210 east of Anger. Investigators say a car driven by 26-year-old David Ibanez of Clayton tried to make a pass in a no-passing zone, hitting an SUV head-on. Ibanez and 20-year-old Kimberly Lopez Matias, who is the passenger in the seat of the car, died. 2 15-year-olds who are in the back seat are in the hospital with critical injuries. 2 people in the SUV also have serious injuries. A third car was also involved. The driver of that car hit a tree after swerving out of the way. They only have minor injuries.
New this morning, we want to show you the large firefighter response in Raleigh's Mission Valley Plaza around midnight. This happened at Akari Express near Western Boulevard and Avon Ferry Road. Firefighters quickly put the flames out, but they haven't said what caused the fire. And so we're working to learn that and how much damage was done. No injuries were reported.
More possible funding for North Carolina schools. Today, Governor Josh Stein and Superintendent Mo Green will visit Hillcrest Elementary School in Burlington. They'll talk about a budget proposal to strengthen schools. It includes a $4 billion school bond to address aging school buildings and facilities.
A family in Harnett County is feeling relief because their 2-year-old daughter was found safe nearly a quarter mile from home. Good Samaritans spotted the toddler on the side of Denham Drive. If you don't know where that is, it's a busy road connecting Dunn to Irwin. The child's father says she slipped out of the house around 6 a.m. and that was when he fell asleep after working an overnight shift.
I'm just thankful that she's all right, and whoever found her and took her to the police, I truly appreciate that from the bottom of my heart.
Police went door to door to reunite the child with her parents nearly 4 hours later.
Tickets go on sale today for round 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Carolina Hurricanes will face the Washington Capitals. The Caps have home ice advantage for the series, so Game 3 will take place at the Lenovo Center. The schedule has not been released yet, but tickets do go on sale to the general public at noon today. Season ticket holders can get their tickets right now.
Covering Wake County. This morning at Kingswood Magnet Elementary, a celebration will honor the county's Teacher of the Year. Macy Brinson received the honor at a banquet last night. She's a PE teacher at Kingswood. Brinson says her mother inspired her to become a teacher, and she says she could not be happier to make her mother proud.
I wanted to be a teacher so that I can make a direct impact every day. So to receive it is a huge honor, and it feels like I really am making that impact. Just being around kids, I think, influenced me to use sports and my passions to put it all together and be an educator.
She and all other educators, you guys all rock. The ceremony to honor Brinson at Kingswood is happening at 8:30 this morning.
How exciting. Congratulations to her. Well, Durham Public Schools has also named their Teacher of the Year. Alec Virgil was honored at the district's annual banquet last night. Virgil is an honors civil literacy teacher at Middle College High School. DPS Superintendent Dr. Anthony Lewis says Mr. Virgil represents teaching excellence that leaves a lasting and profound impact. Congratulations. And take a look at this. Strong storms in Cleveland, Ohio caused a tree to fall right on that home. When firefighters got to that scene yesterday, they found a large tree just laying on the house. Thankfully, nobody was home at the time. The roof does have damage and windows are shattered. A neighbor's car was also damaged by some of those branches.
Today, we might get a verdict in the trial of a Raleigh man accused in his mother's death. Christopher McCullough is also accused of trying to murder his father. They were beaten in their North Raleigh home in August 2023. His mother died after weeks in the hospital, and attorneys wrapped up closing arguments yesterday. The defense claims McCullough was so high at the time of the murder, he had no idea what was happening. He wasn't allowed at the home because of a protective order that his parents filed against him.
And that highly anticipated key indicator of the U.S. economy, the jobs report, just dropped. This is brand new. Here's a headline for it. Payroll growth, 177,000 jobs added. Okay, so that is pretty good news, as we'll find out throughout the day. Economists had expected the Labor Department to report that 135,000 jobs had been added last month. So that number far exceeds where it was. Now, last month it was 228,000 for March, but that was before tariffs. This is after tariffs. So getting a key look here around some of the headlines of what that meant. The unemployment rate was forecast to stay low at 4.2%. That stayed unchanged. Okay, that's the result as it comes out. Now, I want to take a look at something that is a key indicator as well, because we may see these numbers bounce just a bit throughout the day. Stock futures, just take a look at that right-hand column. This is where, see, it just jumped right there. And in about an hour, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, when the market opens, we'll see where that is right now, but it just jumped about 200 points right in front of us as we were watching. Investors, they've been prepared throughout the last couple of months. They've gotten used to sort of bracing for what can happen when these job numbers come out. They were ready somewhere around the 150,000 job mark added to just kind of relax a little bit. So 177 is going to be good news. We'll see where this goes.
All right, good news. Thank you, Jeff. Authorities are looking for an escaped inmate this morning. Officers say Francisco Cardenas escaped yesterday from Hyde Correctional Center in Swan Quarter. They say he's about 130 pounds and about 6'1". He also has a tattoo of a star on his left hand. He was convicted in Lee County for drug trafficking. If you see him, call 911.
The Pentagon is expanding its investigation into Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Now, another Signal chat is part of this. A Pentagon watchdog says that chat included Hegseth's wife, lawyer, and brother. An investigation into Hegseth's use of Signal to discuss military strikes in Yemen began last month. A U.S. official says investigators are also looking into how that information was transferred from Hegseth's secure communication system to Signal. Hegseth and a Pentagon spokesperson deny any classified information was shared.
Hundreds of people flooded downtown Raleigh streets in one of the biggest rallies in recent months. Take a look at this. Demonstrators were marching for May Day. They're demanding better conditions for workers, including higher minimum wage and paid leave. People also protested recent Trump administration policies. That includes federal funding cuts that could affect local research and jobs.
Today's protest is anti-oligarchy, basically. We feel that billionaires are having more say in this country than they should.
My grandpa was out here in the fields as well, and this day is to provide some support and some empowerment.
Many people also protested Trump administration's immigration policies as well. Time now is 8:40. 20-foot fall. A man fighting for his life after falling from the stands at a Pittsburgh Pirates game. What we've learned about him from his friends and family.
And motion to dismiss. Lawyers for Luigi Mangione want a judge to dismiss the New York murder charges against him. Why they say the case violates his rights.
And as we head to break, we'll take a live look at Apex. Another very warm day ahead, but storms on the way for this weekend. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner will break down the timing.
It's 8:44 and it's a beautiful start here in the Gardens. We're going to be mostly dry today, but a small chance of some late afternoon and evening thunderstorms closer to the time of the evening commute. And then the weekend looks wetter, at least part of it. We have a level 1 risk for severe storms on Saturday. That's mainly going to be late evening into the overnight hours as that chance really ramps up getting closer to Sunday. Sunday, it looks like it could be a washout. So both Saturday and Sunday are WRAL weather alert days. We take a look at today, though. Beautiful for lunch outside. Temperatures at lunchtime in the low 80s. Our humidity's on the low side. Take advantage of it. By the time we get to 5 or 6 o'clock, there'll be a few isolated storms that pop up across the area. And then we're going to walk through the entirety of the weekend so you know how to get in your outdoor plans coming up.
All right, Elizabeth, lunch outdoors sold. Here's what I'm trying to sell you on. A rather quiet start to the commute this morning. I know you see a lot of traffic incidents on our live map, but none that's on our major routes this morning. Things are really easing up on the Beltline this morning, which is really good news. You take the southern loop of the Beltline. This was taken about 30 seconds ago. Things are definitely moving, but not moving as fast as you might think, but nothing that's going to make you late this morning.
A large brush fire in Cape Cod is finally contained after it was burning for hours. Firefighters say that it started as a controlled burn yesterday, but kind of got out of control. Thick smoke rose from the area and trees were engulfed in flames. We are talking more than 150 acres being burned, but firefighters say that no structures were damaged during this.
A Freedom Flotilla coalition in Gaza says one of its ships off the coast of Malta has been hit by drones. The coalition has been campaigning to end Israel's blockade of Gaza. They say 16 people were on board the ship when that strike happened. They sent out an SOS signal to surrounding countries. They say a small boat has been sent for a rescue operation, and they have been in contact with crew members on that ship.
Authorities say the fan who fell from the stands at a Pittsburgh Pirates game is 21-year-old Kayvon Markwood. He's in critical condition at last check. That's because he fractured his skull. Markwood fell from a 20-foot wall at PNC Park in Pittsburgh on Wednesday. Those who know him say that he was a standout high school football player. He graduated in 2022. Law enforcement is investigating this fall as an accident.
Lawyers for accused killer Luigi Mangione asked a court to dismiss the New York murder case against him or delay it. They say it's because Mangione is also fighting federal murder charges. His lawyers say the concurrent federal prosecution violates Mangione's rights. The federal government has said it will seek the death penalty against Mangione. State prosecutors plan to seek life in prison if he's convicted. The 26-year-old is accused of killing the CEO of United Healthcare on a New York City street last December. He has pleaded not guilty. Winning an NCAA championship may be easier than getting paid for it. 10 members of the 1983 NC State men's basketball team want their share. The Wolfpack won the title in '83. 42 years later, the highlights continue to run and the players are not collecting a penny. In this NIL era, they want the NCAA to pay them. The NCAA wants the case dismissed. A lengthy hearing took place at the Wake County Courthouse yesterday, where a motion to dismiss was submitted. No ruling has been made yet.
President Trump offered words of encouragement during his commencement speech at the University of Alabama, and he spoke to more than 6,000 graduates last night. The president weaved in politics in his message, and he told the graduates they have the opportunity to be the greatest generation in the history of our country.
Like many generations before you, you're graduating at an exciting time for our nation, a period of both extraordinary change and incredible potential and what will be unbelievable growth.
President Trump is expected to deliver the commencement address at West Point this month.
A new Catholic school will soon open in the Triangle. The Diocese of Raleigh is partnering with Cardinal Gibbons High School to meet the growing demand for Catholic education. The new school will be on the lower campus of Grace Christian School in Cary and will be the second Catholic high school in the Triangle. It's scheduled to open in 2028 and is designed to accommodate around 400 students.
If you visited parks or trails to enjoy the warm weather recently, you may want to watch your feet. Biologists say that higher temperatures could mean more snake sightings. WRAL's Flynn Snyder has the warning from experts and the type of snake to look out for.
Well, 60 degrees, anything above that, and biologists say snake activity is likely to rise. And with record warmer temps recently in parts of the Triangle, it may be time to watch where you step.
Hiker and Arizona native Joe Bronstein is among the many along Raleigh's trails now on the lookout for snakes.
First I was thinking I didn't know there were snakes in North Carolina.
With warmer temperatures, researchers note sightings could go up. It's something Bronstein says he's experienced recently.
With my apartment complex sending out some warnings and stuff about it, I've been extra vigilant. They said that some people walking their dogs around the property had seen some copperhead snakes.
With more snake activity, researchers say it could lead to more snake bites. In 2024, the NC Wildlife Resources Commission reported that 90% of venomous snake bites across the state each year are caused by copperheads.
When it's warm enough outside, they wake up and they become active.
Biologist Fallon Owens says despite the number of snake species in North Carolina, native snakes do not attack unless to defend themselves.
In an area like Raleigh, really the copperhead is the only venomous species that people are likely to come across. And really all the other snake species that people are going to find are going to be non-venomous and harmless to humans.
Still, as posts of local snake sightings flood social media, Bronstein says he'll add watching where he steps to his walking routine.
Definitely trying to be cautious so I don't get bit or anything.
A practice others say they will follow as snake season continues. Flynn Snyder, WRAL News, Raleigh.
Tomorrow, people in the Triangle will team up in the fight against breast cancer. The Triangle Race for the Cure is happening tomorrow at Box Yard at Research Triangle Park. Things will kick off at 8:30 with an opening ceremony and the Parade of Hope. Then the race begins at 9 a.m. As of this morning, over $335,000 have been raised so far for breast cancer research and care.
A fundraising gala raising money to help teenagers in foster care was held in Raleigh. The Raising Hope Gala was held at the Women's Club of Raleigh last night, and Elizabeth Gardner was the MC there. Hi, Elizabeth. The Hope Center at Poland helps teenagers transition from foster care to adulthood, and they help out with housing, jobs, and education to support them. Elizabeth, I know these kind of causes are very important to you. I'm sure it was very exciting to see so many people coming together to support this.
I've been honored to be the MC for that event for a number of years, and it's incredible work that they're doing. It's something that I didn't think about, but 18-year-olds in the foster care system, often once they turn 18, they're just turned loose in the world. And so the Hope Center helps them find housing, helps them with their education, jobs, all of that. And it's a wonderful program that we have here in our area. For the weekend, we have a lot of events that are benefiting a lot of different nonprofits. And it looks like Saturday, for the most part, is going to be okay. Early in the morning, we may have a few sprinkles, but we don't end up seeing a line of thunderstorms until much later in the day. And it may be that it just sort of fizzles out. I'm going to walk you through Futurecast. Sunday, though, we're not going to get quite as lucky. It does look like we're going to see rain for most of the day, almost a washout. But both days right now are weather alert days because we do have the threat for some severe storms in the evening on Saturday. Here's a look at the big picture along the southern part of that front. That's next weather maker. You can already see some severe storms there. Today's a nice quiet day for us. We'll see lots of sunshine up through lunchtime. But once we hit the evening commute, a couple of cells will pop up. It will be scattered to isolated. We're not going to see a lot of coverage of storms for later on today. And then a quick sprinkle possible early on Saturday. You can see that back to the west, and then it just dissipates. So a lot of dry time on Saturday. By 4 o'clock, another line of showers tries to move into our western counties and just kind of hits a wall. We don't really start to see rain moving in, at least on Futurecast, until we get to Sunday morning. And then look at that, kind of a little bit of a dry time later on Sunday as well. So this has been a very rapidly changing situation. So if you do have plans over the weekend, check in with Kat and Mike this evening, and then check in with me first thing tomorrow morning. We do still have a level 1 risk for severe storms for Saturday evening. I would watch to see if that gets dropped. Right now, it looks nice and dry for anything in the morning. NC State graduation, Komen Race for the Cure, looking good. Temperatures will be close to 70 at around 8 o'clock. It's beautiful in the gardens right now. Our temperature is 70 degrees, but it will be another hot afternoon. We'll likely climb to nearly 90 degrees, and Saturday will be pretty hot too because we just don't have a huge chance for rain. Sunday's cooler with a better chance for rain, a high of 78.
Oh boy, North Carolina roller coaster continues. All right, thanks, Elizabeth. Before we go to break, here's a look at your winning NC Education lottery numbers. We'll get another check on weather and traffic coming up after the break.